Hi everybody, it's Line Space on Note Taking with I Was a Teenage Exocolonist, and we are at the Resting Ridges. The only way to the Resting Ridges is by glider, part vehicle, part kite, and all adrenaline. You land on the rocky, broken up spine of the nearest ridge and nearly fall over when you look down at the plummeting slope into the basin below. You are a long way up. Distant Utopia glide in beside you. Whew, Utopia exclaims. You handled that glider like a champ, Dis. You too, Vissa. She peers down over the slope of the ridge. A lot more exciting than the swamps, right? I want you two to stick together out here. It's dangerous in those ancient Convergent Domain ruins. Convergent Domain? Ruins? You look around. The landscape is like nothing you've ever seen before. Dry, cracked soil gives way to steep cliffs, and what little vegetation here is brittle and sharp. You can feel the dry air wick away the moisture in your lips. Wait, what the heck is that? Crystal stuff way down below, stone structures in the distance, glowing thingy on the ground. That seems worth picking up. You point it out. Utopia gives it a nudge with her foot. Beats me, she says. You unearth the object. It's pulsing with light and warm to the touch. Hold up, Utopia says. Don't just go picking things up, Vissa. Could be radioactive, you know. Utopia waves her hollow palm crystal over it, then checks her interface. Only a little, she concludes. Whatever it is, it looks old. Like thousands of years old. We've been digging up glowing gadgets all over this region. We've got no clue what they're for. You hang on to that one. Maybe you'll figure it out. Okay. And what is that? Crystal stuff way down below. Are those? Utopia says, pointing to a crystal formation so densely packed into the ravine that it looks like a sparkling river. More outcroppings of crystals decorate the slopes. They're all over the place. Be careful with them. They're not sure if they're animal, vegetable, or mineral. She points off into the distance. There's a big island of them over there, like a glacier. It covers the whole damn place. Might be related to the Convergent Domain, but we ain't sure yet. Okay. Stone structures in the distance. Well, there are buildings here, Utopia says. Trace of them, anyway. Maybe 10, 20,000 years old? We should have put them there. He just lights up at the prospect of doing alien archaeology. We've checked them out, but not thoroughly. Mostly just trying to get a feel for who lived there, and why they ain't here no more. Based on some glyphs, we've started calling them the Convergent Domain. However they were, they built things to last, Utopia admires. It ain't just arrowheads and cave paintings. There's real architecture, machines even. Wait, what? Tell me more! I wish I had more to tell ya, Utopia says. Most everything we found just poses new questions. The structures read more organic than anything. So does that mean their gene tech was super advanced? As for this place, we think it was some kind of solar network for them, she says, squinting up into the two suns. Looking at it from above, you can see these big vines traveling up and down the ridges, like power lines. And there's hardly any plant life elsewhere, like they soaked up all the energy and made it a desert. But what they use that energy for, she says. If there was a civilization so big and so advanced on Vitamina, why can't we find more traces of it? Why the cities? What were them thumpers for? And what happened to them all? She's right, that's a lot of questions. Maybe you can help find some answers. So anyway, those ruins are the main thing we need you to survey while you're out here, Utopia says, but keep an eye out for anything else weird. Utopia claps the dust off her hands. Well, my job here is done. You're all set, kid. Try not to fall off cliff. Dis jumps back on his glider too. As usual, he's going to scout on ahead and catch up with you later. So, here's the thing. I think that the skill that allows us to run past these encounters is actually supremely important, because there's been increasingly more encounters with the last two areas. And it wouldn't surprise me if getting all the way out to the back areas actually becomes a problem if you can't start skipping things. So don't plan on skipping everything. Do plan on going back and doing a full run of this area. Get all the lore and flavor and the good times. But first, I do want to get to the back. I want to see what this place is hiding. Also, as someone who recently watched She-Ra, the concept of an ancient civilization just using a planet is very much so something I've been thinking about recently and how it's been used in writing. Wait. Did I loop back or where am I? Well, we found a thumper. Let's touch the thumper. You find your way blocked by a massive wall. No, a hollow pillar knocked over and lying on its side in the sand. It's absolutely massive. It stretches to your left and right at least a kilometer in each direction, though at some points it's crumbled enough that you could likely scale over it. Check it out! Yes, it's engineering, but we can probably handle it. We have some good cards after all. 5, 5, and 5. Although yes, our cards are significantly less good when they're not being used in the right kind of challenge. That gives me 3, 6, 5. Sure, yeah, we have more than enough to take care of this anyways. 4, 4, 6, nope, 7, and then the big finale. Yeah, I get that 12. Question would just be, yeah, that's, sorry, no, yeah, that's just better. Still not the best though. Oh well. This looks giddy as you follow the pillar to its base, a large pyramid almost entirely lost under the sand. You brush away some of the sand and find that the pyramid is inscribed on all sides with pictures of, well, wormholes, you think. This pillar must have once stretched up into the sky. Maybe it was some kind of observatory or sacred building, or just a monument to the wormhole. Mysterious. Huh. Well, that's kind of neat. Can I just pick that up from here, or no? Okay. Gotta get over there. However, hey, there we go. Hello, flower. Man, the crystals and such feel more aggressive. Like, they just make this place feel like I'm not welcome. They feel crowded. Utopia sent you in discs to say when the large crystals outcroppings. Up close, you can't help but get the sense that they're alive somehow. They're angular and hard to the touch, but they have a sort of sponginess and warmth to them. It's a little disconcerting. They emit a humming noise. This pokes one with his finger. Weird. It almost looks like they're breathing. Study them. I don't know if your actual, like, number for the skill matters when you're doing these challenges, and I have a hard time knowing how I feel about that. It feels like kind of a bummer. Man, any of these ones that modify other cards just get so awkward for me when I'm trying to use them. Because I think I prefer... Yeah, let's just go with that. 5, 7... Yeah, that gets the super goal. I don't care about anything beyond that. You notice that they hum the loudest at midday, under full sun. The few crystals that have grown under shaded outcroppings are less vibrant than the others. They kind of look like convergent domain tech, don't they? Just says. Like the organic obsidian, or the crystals embedded in the ruins. Try blocking the crystal sun, try uprooting one, try breaking one. Let's try blocking the sun. On a hunch, you cover one up with some ferns. After an hour, it stops vibrating. Something deep inside it has gone dormant. The crystal turns clear, like the ones that were shadowed naturally. When you move the fronds, its color returns. Oh, so it's like photosynthesis, Dis explains. But it's not a plant, right? Try uprooting one. They do indeed have roots, and they're really tough. You dig around the base of one and expose them so you can see. They're made of the same glass, but rough and frosted, and warm, much warmer than the surrounding soil. The roots go down deeper than you can dig. You won't be able to remove one without breaking it. Try breaking one. You wiggle one of the crystals like a loose tooth. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Boom! You're thrown by the explosion. When the dust settles and you brush off the shards of warm crystal, you realize that some of the nearby crystals have also exploded. Are they connected underground? Yes! I know my coriazole network when I see one, Dis exclaims. They're alive, like fungus, but also kind of artificial, like the convergent domains buildings. I bet they were used to harvest energy from sunlight, like living solar panels. I wonder if they've been growing wild this whole time, or if they still power something. He stops. Wait, are you okay, Vissa? Yeah. Fine. You dust yourself off and scribble excitedly in your survey notes. This is an important scientific discovery. Okay. That's a good one to find. Took a huge chunk of our stress. Kinda surprised we're not injured. Where are we now? Looking for the orange one. Nope, that's a flower. Also gonna take a flower. Oh, this is looking promising. Crystal clusters. Thank you very much. Oh. Hey bud, what's going on? This is an entirely different person when he's outside the colony walls. Without people constantly trying to correct his asocial behavior, it's like he's blossomed into someone who's actually confident. The more time you spend with him out here, the more glimpses you catch of the real Dis. Bet you can't do this, he says, jumping off a huge boulder and doing a cool roll at the end. Wait, no! Bet you can't do it with your eyes closed. I can. You and Dis cavort around, daring each other to do more and more dangerous things. Dis isn't scared of anything. You think you see something up on one of the plateaus above you. The cliffside is covered in convenient vines. Dare Dis to climb up there. Dare Dis to race you to the next checkpoint. Dare Dis to kiss you on the lips. Dare Dis to climb up there. Dis scrambles up the cliff, no problem. He turns around at the top. Now your turn. Well, you dared him, so you gotta follow through. The vines are slippery and dangerous, and some of them are even alive and wiggle when you grab them. You lose your grip right at the top, you slip and start to fall, but Dis grabs you. +1 bravery. Got you, Dis exclaims, pulling you over the ledge. Your heart is thumping and you're all sweaty from fear. But you did it! Dis looks so calm and collected, even though he just climbed the same treacherous wall and had to save you from a long fall. Why doesn't he ever seem scared? The plateau is empty, but it provides a great view to look out over the resting ridges. You and Dis take a break and watch the shadows creep across the dusty, craggy landscape. This is the life, Dis says. No school, no gossip, no bullies, no one telling me what to do or what to think. He props his elbow up on his knee and squints into the suns. Even with my augmentation in the colony, I always feel like such a coward. Maybe the problem isn't me, it's everyone else, you know. I'm not scared of any of the usual stuff. Monsters, getting hurt, even dying. Who cares? He continues. The humans keep finding ways to control people with fear. Well, they can't control me. No sense of fear. God, that actually sounds fucking miserable because fear keeps us safe. Flip side, Vissa does not Vissa has not shown any concern for her own life. You might not be alive right now if it weren't for his fearlessness and fast thinking. It wasn't that long a fall, he says, but you can tell he's a little pleased. You understand too. Yeah. Buddies. Oh hey. Another strange device. Good to have. Oh, a bunch of them right here at the end. Okay. Expeditions has been collecting energy readings from this area, tracing the invisible ley lines of power like the one from the thumper that brought you here in the first place. They've pointed you to this cave, a nexus of power at the convergence of many lines. You can feel the energy is different here, like a barely perceivable hum that prickles up the back of your neck, like something is watching you. It's likely this was some sort of important place for the convergent domain, Utopia says, leaning on her glider. I've sent teams through, but it gets mighty tight in there. I'm hoping you and Dis might have better luck wiggling in there, she continues. Might be the caves inside open up again, and if they do, take plenty of readings and report back to me. Dis is vibrating beside you on nearly the same frequency as the weird power fluctuations. This is the real deal, he whispers, mostly to himself. Utopia nods and leaves you to it. What's the plan? Right, your caving equipment. Let's prep the equipment. This time you get headlamps and a little recording drone with a floodlight attachment, a tiny buzzing flying thing that circles around your heads and sometimes illuminates what you want to look at. It's intelligent, which just means it won't do what you want. Just bats at it in annoyance. Plus 2 perception. Utopia has also left you an anti-grav belt with a warning to practice extreme caution while spelunking down there. They make you lighter so you can climb more easily and won't hurt yourself as much if you fall. Enter the cave. The narrow entrance leads to a bigger room that animals have clearly used as a den. Oh, those are pretty colors. It's enormous, with glowing mushrooms on the walls and piles of bones in some crevices. In some places, the walls are made of iridescent convergent domain obsidian, like this was once a great hall millennia ago. You can feel a cool breeze coming from somewhere that'll be tricky to find in the dark. Trying to find a way in deeper. speed that 30 perception or higher. Well, thankfully all of our red skills are almost max, so should be just fine. 6, 7, 8. That's a heck of a straight. And hey, Ricky makes that better. Actually, if we go like this, I guess that's... No, I guess that's not enough to get straight. Is it not enough to get straight? I don't know if you need more than 3 cards for a straight. Now I'm just asking that question. Let's adjust like this. Alright, need to pay some attention, especially since you only have 1 gem card in their hand. Okay, so we'll beat it no matter what. The question is if we can do more than that. Let's give this a try. No. Okay. Can I reduce it by 1? No. No. Oh. There we go. Let's get those extra kudos. Since we're not getting the big win. +1 bravery. Find the source of the breeze by tossing some fine sand into the air and watching which way the dust blows. It's a very tight crack. Good thing you and Dis are so small. You squeeze through and have to shimmy along on your bellies for about 10 meters, pushing your gear ahead of you. It's uncomfortable, but Dis's excitement draws you in. Past the crack, there are fewer signs of animals. The walls are smooth, grown obsidian, which has a kind of melted rainbow oil slick to it. There are deeply carved glyphs on the walls at various intersections, like room designations or street names, you wonder, and other kinds of basins, alcoves, grown into the rock, full of odd protrusions, all ancient and worn and inexplicable now. It feels homey. You come to realize the convergent domain must have lived underground. That's why there are so few ruins on the surface. As you follow the cave complex down, it's clear this used to be a well-traveled path. The corridors branching off to other places are now blocked off, as if a big earthquake had riled this whole area. Only this one main path is still clear. It's too convenient to be a coincidence. The floor of the cave slopes downward like a slide, and it's quite slippery. We have plenty of perception to keep our footing. You follow the cave system down, 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 all the way to what must be the bottom of the cliffs. You have to climb down a 3-story wall in the last section, and are grateful to your anti-grav belt for making it easier. You're still tired, though. You can see dim light below. Daylight? You emerge into a hidden valley, totally surrounded by tall cliffs. You just come down all that way. You're surrounded by the ruins of convergent domain buildings, in much better condition than the windswept ones on the surface. It's perfectly still here, and as quiet as space itself. What was this? Dis whispers reverentially. Some sort of converger facility? And it feels so familiar. You remember this place from your dreams and feel a throbbing sense of importance that is a bit unnerving. Something momentous happened to you here, or will happen to you someday. You poke around a little, then call Utopia and give her your coordinates. She swings down on her glider with extra ones for you and Dis tethered behind it. You're happy you won't have to climb all the way back up. She whistles. Great find, kids. This place didn't show up on any of our aerial scans. Took me a while to find a route in. You look bushed, she says. I'll stick around to get some readings. You head on back to the depot and get some rest. Don't worry, we're not going to push on without you. So it should be Vertumnalia next. So let's go home. Because then we'll have enough stress for basically the rest of the year, I think. The Vertumnalia Festival is a welcome day of normalcy in an otherwise chaotic year. Despite some lingering rivalry between the two factions, Vertumnalia is a chance for the Helios and the Strauss to come together and appreciate the bounty of the planet. At least that's what the adult says. As Governor Lum takes the stage to address the colony, you can't help but notice the crowd has segregated itself according to their ship of origin. Can I go sit with Nomi? Nomi seems fun. Nem, come sit with me and Nomi. Rex shoots you away from over on the Strato side, and Nomi makes a silly face. Vase is surrounded by other young soldiers, all looking sharp in their heliopause uniforms. With Nem standing beside you, you wonder if the two ships will ever feel like one colony. A fanfare plays over the square's announcement system. Lum's honor guard do a complex drill with their drone rifles. Greetings, people of Vertumna, Lum says, his voice ringing out over the square. We may be far from our beautiful Earth, but we can still celebrate and be thankful for what we have here. We've worked hard to save this beleaguered little colony from the brink of destruction and should be proud of our work. The Helios cheer. Your side of the square is more quiet. I know some of you have been asking, Lum, how are you going to do it all by yourself? How are you going to run the colony, solve everyone's problems, turn this planet into a paradise, and look this good? Lum strikes a pose to a smattering of polite applause. Self-centered jagoff. Well, I have the answer for you, he continues. The old council made a lot of bad choices, like illegally leaving Earth, but I believe in second chances. So I've appointed the original department heads to my own council, Lum's Council 2.0. Better not disappoint me. Oh, better not disappoint me. He laughs and makes finger guns at the department heads at the foot of his podium. Stay on your toes, Stratos. I also want to promise everyone here today that we're going to make Vertumna safe for humans, Lum says. The next time those bastard Xenos attack, we're going to blow them to so many little pieces there won't be enough left to wipe off our boots. We've already got the defenses, he says, gesturing broadly to the new, taller, thicker walls. And we're building homes for everyone. Homes where people can raise children again, knowing that our military men and women are keeping us safe. Big cheers from both sides this time. Some of the colonists around you even have tears in their eyes, especially those who lost family in the last attack. Lum goes on for a while, lionizing the Heliopause's military strength and casting subtle digs at your failed colony experiment. Finally, the crowd disperses to set up the square for the afternoon festivities, some traditional and some new. At the tables, Aunt Anne and the kids are setting out the spread for dinner. There's an unimaginable amount of food thanks to the Heliopause's huge ration surplus, and the piles upon piles of xenomeat from the hunting parties for those who can stomach it. Anne is all smiles, clearly making an effort to move on as Lum mandated, despite still mourning her lost son calm. But not even the festive atmosphere can force a smile onto Nem's face. Come on, it's party time. We should be mourning, not celebrating. Who do those Helio jerks think they are? I miss my mom. Vis is trying to move forward. She's trying to fight. When she's alone, she'll mourn, but not here. Oh, I'm sorry, Nem. You encourage Nem not to dwell on the past. Things are looking up. Now's the time to bond with our new colonists and pave the way for a bright future. Nem just stares at the tureen of stew in her arms. Then she sets it down, wipes her eyes, and walks away. The chime sounds to announce that the square is set up for the annual competitions. What do you choose to do this year? Xeno wrangling, talent show, trivia, or bake-off? Bake-off is new, and Xeno wrangling is a different take on what we've done before. Hey, look, we're back on our friendship with Nem, and of course Vase is in on this. Without Calm to run the obstacle course, the physical competition has been replaced with a float cow rodeo. The bulls have had their air bladders emptied and weights attached to their grasshopper legs, keeping them low enough to wrangle. Nem joins the rodeo, along with Vase. She fiercely dedicates her participation to Calm's memory. This is cruel, Cal shouts from the sidelines. Float cows are friends, not foes! He throws a white potato at the participants. It lands at your feet, but all three of you are splattered with juice. Vase takes a few steps towards Cal with his fist raised, but Cal disappears into the crowd. Cal, that's too much. I know you don't like it, but we gotta do what we can. Actually, yeah, let's get that little straight going on. That's an 8. Can be a 7. Why am I not... is straights only going the other direction? It is only going the other direction, okay. I had never been certain. Glad I know for sure now. Okay. Kind of a pain in the butt. It's a double 8. Let's just get the super goal. +4 combat. Xeno Wrangling. Oh my god, that's a natural 8. Wow. An enemy fights hard, but you're the champ. You get a lasso around the ornery bull's neck, then haul yourself up onto its woolly back. Its powerful grasshopper legs bounce you around the ring, but you manage to hold on and wrestle it down to the dirt. The crowd cheers so loud you can barely hear the float cow bleating in discomfort. Yeehaw! Chief Surveyor Utopia cheers from the sands. Nem looks disappointed. Vase looks angry. Your performance has definitely put you on his radar as competition. After the festivities, the mood in the colony is a lot lighter. You see people smiling easier, and often see mixed groups of Helios and Stratos socializing together. Feels like the first time people have actually let themselves relax. Important step. Can't just constantly run yourself into the ground. Hey, Dis. Dis, where are we at? We're at 60 Friendship? Yeah. You leave the front gates and see Dis talking to one of the senior surveyors. He listens intently to their instructions, and the surveyor hands him his satchel and instruments and claps him on the shoulder before walking away. Dis turns to you. Hey, Vissa, he says. Hey, Vissa, he says. He hikes the satchel on his shoulder and gives you a shy smile. It's still kind of weird to be allowed outside the walls. Remember when we used to sneak out? What's the weirdest thing you've seen? Why do you like exploring? Leave him alone to do his work. This is secret too. +3 if in the last. I want to talk to him. Remember when we used to do that? And Dis's eyes crinkle at the corners. It was so easy to avoid Chief Surveyor Tonin, he says wistfully. He ducks his head. Too bad he's dead. He was really nice to me. What is the weirdest thing you've seen? Dis looks up at the sky with a thoughtful look. There's this big rock in the western ridges that's almost totally flat on top. When I get near it, it makes me feel happy. He smiles. It's so strange, and it's really hard to leave. The first time I went there, I laid on top of it for so long that I almost missed the transport back. I know it's my job, but I haven't told anyone about it yet, he says. I don't know how to explain it, but it's almost like it wants to be kept a secret. I'd love to see it sometime. That's normal and makes perfect sense. Neat, I won't tell anyone. Sounds kind of romantic. Vissa doesn't think in terms of romantic, but she does think in terms of keeping her friend's secret. Dis looks pretty busy, so you say goodbye and let him get back to his work. You'll have to let him keep some of his secrets. For now. A 6 isn't that bad. I have gifts to give, don't I? Yeah. Cal looks like he's been being run ragged. Hey, Vissa, he says, leaning against a pallet of building supplies scavenged from the heliopause. What's up? Don't have a lot of time. I gotta get these over to geoponics. Then we gotta get plants in the ground. Have bobber fruit. Enjoy bobber fruit. Dog. Have I given you stick? I've given you stick. Okay. Excuse me. Wait, I keep forgetting that I just kind of don't want that card. I have something for you, Tangent. Oh. I will have something for you, Tangent. Nomi is running around making pew-pew noises at things like they're shooting imaginary lasers, which is fitting because that's exactly what they're doing. Well, hey, Vissa! They say when they notice you watching. Do you want to play Laser Fable? It's so fun! I have a present for you. Doesn't care about the flower. Do you like crystal clusters? Hey, Nomi likes crystal clusters. Oh, and it's their birthday! Oh! Nomi exclaims, making grabby hands at the pretty crystal. Happy birthday to me! I can't believe you remembered. Thank you! Well, how about that? Did you get your flower for the period? Yes, you did. Okay. What I want to do, because we get extra kudos for a little bit, is I want to go help with the animals again. Because empathy is a stat I would like to increase. But first, let's visit the supply depot. So... okay, so 2 times bonus for pairs is a pretty big deal. I don't know if having a higher combat really matters, though. I think it'd be fun to have more cakes. Is that they have 6 cakes? Yes, they have 6 cakes. I do not have 6 cakes. Yeah, none of the rest of these are really relevant to talk about. Drone rifle's the only thing I would want to buy. So instead, let's get rid of cards. Visit the spa. Let's get rid of this one. It's kind of awkward. Forget. Okay. Okay. And let's get rid of saving Tammy. We're forgetting saving Tammy as we leave her further behind. I almost feel uncomfortable with that. Oh, that feels weird. Ah! The fact that the cards have meanings behind them is rough. Apply to work as a farmer. Because we are smart enough to do so. Ask your dad if they're still looking for people for that farming job. Of course, my tomatillo, he laughs, so long as you aren't too green. Get it? I'm ready. Your dad looks relieved. Great, he says. Just come see me in geoponics when you're ready to start. Glad to have you. It'll be more fun than wheeling dirt around, I promise. Okay, so what's farming do for us? Work on the farm. +2 biology, +2 toughness. Ooh, we could max out our toughness. Tend the animals as animals in empathy. Empathy, I need 3 more. Toughness, I need 4 more. And this also gets me biology, which we need 7 more. Okay. Everything gives friendship with Cal. Let's work on the farm. It's a proud day for your dad, but a little sad too. He greets you at the gate to the gardens and gives you a big hug. If only your mom could be here to see you, my little tomato. She'd be so proud you're following in her footsteps. Well, he says, holding you at arm's length to get a good look at you. Let's get a move on, shall we? I may be chief cultivator now. That doesn't mean I can't spare some time to teach you how things work around here. We do more than shovel dirt, you know. Finally, some real farming. Your dad shows you around the fields. You'll mostly be working out here with the hardier earth crops like the potatoes and the corn. The geoponics domes still need to be repaired. He frowns. We'll figure out how to farm these native plants better, though. You owe it to your mom to try. You spend the rest of the day pulling weeds and watering plants. You're dirty up to your waist by the time you're finished, but it's good, honest work. You're proud to be able to do something that helps out the colony. Cal gives you a high five and invites you for a cool drink in the cafeteria. All the other agriculturists join you. Of all the places in the colony you've worked, geoponics is the most like a family. Maybe because they've always been your family, thanks to your mom and dad. It's so weird that we're actually like focusing on a brain stat. It's weird. That card becomes a 3, so let's just put a 3 in there. It's just a 5. That's a 7. Let's put the 7s together. Don't think I have any way... Yeah, I don't have any way to get that lined up right. But... Yeah, there we go. Eh. +5 biology, 4 toughness. Okay. One more round of that, and that'll get us both of those perks, which I'm looking forward to. Turns into late dust. We run around double-checking, as we do. This feels more awkward because of how big the colony is. It's so big. Thankfully, they put most people in easy-to-find spots. And if we miss collectibles, I don't care that much, because we have plenty. Alright, back to geoponics. Farming! The colony is surrounded by tall walls that keep out most the local exofauna. The key word being most. You often report to work to find that an entire row of corn has been ripped up and carried away in the night by something that can fly over the walls. All that's left in the morning is torn up dirt and is a dusting of iridescent powder. It happens so often that the colony sets up cameras to catch whatever is in action. The next day, you have your answer. Dorbs moths. Giant blue moths with wingspans almost as long as your outstretched arms. They can rip the corn right from the ground. Wow, amazing, Cal says as you review the hull of it. I didn't know Dorbs moths could do that. Dorbs moths are pretty cute in a bug-like sort of way. Fuzzy, dog-like heads, pretty iridescent wings, long elegant whiskers. They'd be cuter if they weren't flying away with entire stalks of corn. You don't want to run the risk of accidentally poisoning your own crops, and Cal objects to trapping them. The most humane solution is to discourage them from stealing your crops at all. You and Cal work on setting up scarecrows, but after a couple unsuccessful days, you have to admit that you just don't know what scares these adorable little moths. What even eats them anyway? Guess I'm going to have to find out. Cal puzzles over the security footage. They fly in from the north, especially around Quiet, he says. Maybe that's where their breeding ground is. If someone goes there, maybe we could figure out what kind of animal they're scared of. Or if they're plant eaters. Something's gotta hunt them for food. If you figure it out, it'd be a big help towards securing the colony food supply. Okay, but what's north? I feel a little stupid for having to say it like that, but I genuinely have no idea. That works pretty well. Yeah, that gets us our super goal. I don't care beyond that. +5 beyond. About ding 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 is our achievement. I don't know what that means. But we have biology and we have toughness. Okay, what's it gonna give us? New perk. Native botany. Unlocks xenobotany research in geoponics. New perk. Never received the injury status effect when hurt. Oh. Oh, we can get really dangerous. Explore the xenobotany lab. Hey, kiddo, your dad says, looking up from his work desk where he's dissecting a huge bell-shaped flower. Can you hand me that separator? Really got my hands in things here. You hand him the tool, which he uses to wedge open some sort of weird stoma-like opening inside the bell. Gooey purple nectar oozes out and pools on the desk. Whoa, he exclaims. I thought I'd drain this little beauty. You get a towel, I guess? You help him mop up the flower juice. Yuck, it's sticky and smells like rotting vegetables. When you're done, he looks at you with pride. No, I've been thinking of getting one of you kids to come help me out with researching the native plants, he says. You think you might be able to break off some time to help your old man in the lab? I know you've been studying biology, he adds. It's not as glamorous as gene tech research with instance, but it is important. I set up this lab for native plants, he says. Come by if you're looking for something to do. If you find any cool plants while you're out exploring, bring them here and we'll take a look. Your dad looks around at his lab and laughs, then sighs. It's funny, your mother would not have approved of this. She hated the idea of cultivating native plants, even though... He looks down at his hands. Well, I'm sure we'll be able to learn a lot of useful stuff. Sad. Research xenobotany. +2 biology, +2 organizing, +15 kudos. Okay. So it gives us a very efficient brain activity. But we have places to go and people to talk to, including Cal. Almost forgot to give you a thing. You pass a group of soldiers from the heliopause, leaving the garden. One of them eyes you with disdain, but the rest ignore you. Inside, Cal is scowling as he rakes up a planting bed. His expression softens when he sees you, but not by much. Hey, Vissa, he says. See those jerks? They're always sniffing around here, trying to start a fight with me. I think their leader's that mouthy kid Vase. He leans one arm on his rake. Whatever, joke's on them. I ain't gonna play their little soldier games. You take care of yourself, man. 48 friendship. Yay. Next month, we'll be even better friends. By next month, I mean probably next year, because you probably won't want to talk to me during Glow. Just based on previous experience. I have an idea for something to do. Hey, Nomi. Nomi is openly gawking at the rain pouring down. Wow, they exclaim. I'm not over that water. It just falls from the sky here. What's next? Every day it's like a whole new planet. Have you guys had weather this whole time? It's so cool. They giggle and kick their feet, sending up big splashes of water. I have a present for you. Yeah, we have plenty of crystals. Let's just... I want to be friends with Nomi. Nomi seems like a good, fun person to be friends with. And hey, look, at 10, they want to talk to us. You find Nomi in the lounge, flanked by 2 holoscreens and doodling in a sketchbook with real paper. One holoscreen is playing an anime kids show, while the other is a wall of text that looks like it might be a translation guide of some kind. Nomi's attention moves between the 3 easily. When they see you, they jump and quickly close their holoscreens, sitting up straight and clutching their sketchbook to their chest. Oh, hi, Vissa! They giggle, rubbing the back of their head charmingly. How you doing? Oh. I'm gonna have to do something about that. It's okay, you can watch cartoons here. I'm really old for cartoons. It's okay, you can watch cartoons here. Nomi relaxes a little, breathing an exaggerated sigh of relief. Good, because I really like cartoons. I need to delete some things. Does it even want me to... Well, I guess I can just start with those two. Those are not small. Okay, that just doesn't have a way to be open, so let's just go ahead and delete that now. That should be enough for right now. Nomi sets their sketchbook aside and looks around. Nomi sets their sketchbook aside and looks around conspiratorially. I thought you were going to bust me for jailbreaking my holopad, they say. All the Helio kids have restrictions on what we can watch and for how long, but you guys have so many more cartoons than we had. Nomi throws her arms in the air. Like the first season of Turbo Girl Hyperjet Transform! What?! What's that? I love Turbo Girl Hyperjet Transform. I need to be really careful. Nomi is a they. I'm pretty sure I called them a she. They're a they. I'm not good at that. I'm trying my best to get better. I love Turbo Girl Hyperjet Transform. Where did you learn how to do that? That sounds like Toe Garbo. Vissa would not know what that is. So let's go, what's that? Nomi gasps. You've had Turbo Girl Hyperjet Transform this whole time and you've never seen it? They cry, slapping their hands to their cheeks. It's only the best show ever made! What else has schoolgirls who look like aircraft from the waist down battling evil aliens while dealing with the stresses of high school life? I could see myself enjoying this. The Helio Media Archive only had season 2 though, 2 through 9, only 3 of the OVAs, Nomi says, puffing their cheeks out. I can't believe the 4th OVA, Flight Captain Yumiko, gets captured by the aliens and brainwashed into thinking she's been an alien sleeper agent the whole time! You hadn't seen the first season, that sounds exquisitely bad. I mean, I agree with the second one. Is that what you're drawing? Is that what you're drawing? Issa! Nomi exclaims, snatching their sketchbook up again. Don't peek! Oh. Oh, that's so good! Nomi! That card is so good! Nomi laughs and then flips over their sketchbook, showing off some of their drawings. I was drawing some fan art for the show, they say. Well, it's kind of fan art. Okay, it's really more like if I was a character in Hypergirl Turbojet Transform, that's still fan art. Your personal character is still... What kind of an aircraft would you be? Yeah, let's put our empathy to use! Nomi blinks at you, clearly stunned by your interest. Oh, Well, okay, kind of. You see, all the cool aircraft are already taken, and it's rude to be a double. They press the lips... Oh, I feel your pain. They press the tips of their index fingers together and look thoughtful. Sometimes I draw my character, as something weird, like a hot air balloon, but then I think, it would be kind of cool if I was the only regular human in the Turbo Girl Hyperjets. Aww. Nomi, you're precious. It's so cool you guys have people who aren't boys or girls too, Nomi says, twisting a long piece of their hair around their finger. Mom and Dad told me that sometimes people on old Earth didn't understand stuff like that. And your ship left Earth before us, so maybe it was even worse then? They give you a bright smile. But they were worried for nothing. Everyone's so nice here. Aw, I'm glad that you have become accepted. Do I still not have herbs? I still do not have herbs to give Dis. Fine. It's fine. This is when I find out I've been missing herbs spawning. Tangent. I have a thing for you. Tang is deep in conversation with Chief Engineer Instance, conferring over a holoscreen. Tang says something that makes Instance smile and pat her on the shoulder, who then gestures to close her holopalm and walks away. You approach Tang, who looks unusually flustered. Oh, hello, Vissa, she says. The tips of her ears are pink. Do you have need of my assistance? Here, I have something for you. This strange device. How could you not want this? Tang shrugs. You should probably just keep it. I don't even know what I'd do with it. When you insist she keep it, she shrugs again. Sure, maybe I'll find a use for it. Tang. This is straight alien technology. How can you not be interested in it? I don't understand. Oh. Oh no. We can't babysit anymore. That means a thing? A really upsetting thing. Yup. Okay. I would like to raise bravery or empathy. I don't think any of these do either of those. Well, sorry, there is tend the animals. Animals and empathy. So that would be a way for me to raise empathy. Let's double check what's going on at the garrison right now, though. Oh, right, our mental skills increase faster. Maybe should go do xenobiology just for that reason. Lookout duty is perception and animals. Those are both no longer useful. Combat animals and bravery toughness. Defense training gets us friends with Vase as well, though. Yeah. Alright, let's go do xenobotany. Let's up some of our other stats. Research xenobotany. Your dad introduced you to the little lab they have set up in one of the greenhouses. It's incredible, he says, gesturing all around him. Surrounded by alien flora, and we know practically nothing about it. What's edible? What's medicine? What can we make fibers with, or build with, or use in ways we haven't thought of yet? He beams at you. You and me? We're gonna find out, my little potato. Your dad directs you to a research bench, and here's where you'll be working. The bench is buried under samples and beakers and weird-looking alien sprouts. More than just a simple table, the analysis bench is covered with buttons and little holes you can put things into. Carefully find the on switch, don't touch anything, stick something in a hole, stick something in a hole. You put one of the seedlings into a small slot on the table. A little door slides shut, then reopens. A loud burr noise startles you. Oh no, you broke it! Your dad laughs. Nah, just kidding. You're fine. Good instincts, kiddo. Find the on switch. There is no on switch. Yep, you looked anything. Touch nothing. Go ahead and mess around, your dad encourages you. You won't break anything. Okay, pressing buttons at random. You mash all the table's buttons until... Yo, 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 kiddo. It's congruence. The friendly ship's computer beams at you from her own holoscreen set into the bench. Of course she's here. She's the guardian of all knowledge in the colony, after all. You wonder who she got the yo, yo, yo from. Your dad laughs. Don't tell anyone, but congruence is the real brains of the operation, he confesses, though it's not like it's a secret. She'll make sure we don't do anything super dangerous, which means you and I get to focus on experimentation. If you know the rules and stick to what you already know, you won't learn anything new, so don't be afraid to try stuff. Get to work. You bring your mushwood samples into the lab. You're going to study these and revolutionize the use of mushwood lumber. Maybe. Study this mushwood. Harvesting mushwood. +1 for each gem on other cards. I'll keep my... I don't want that card in my deck. I'll keep my precious mushwood. This one piece is just so perfectly straight, it would be a waste to use it for science or construction. You're just going to lean in the corner of your bedroom and admire it. Get to work. Alright then. Let's put my really good card over there. Nope, better get the 3-card flush. Hey. +6 biology, +3 organizing. That's a good stat up. Organizing is so far away from getting anywhere. Oh right, we were still popular. I forgot that actually. I want bravery and empathy. But there's also something else I want to check. I want to leave the colony. Because I'm beginning to get the feeling that the orange ones at the end of the paths are way... Nomi! You come out here! When you report for surveying duty, Nomi is here. It's their first day as a surveyor. They smile widely when they see you, smiling exuberantly. Oh, you two know each other already, Utopia says, looking at you then Nomi. That'll make this easier. Vissa, I'd like you to keep an eye on Nomi while you're out there, Utopia continues. I'm going to assign you to the same regions for the next little while. Just make sure they don't wander into a nest of snap bladders, okay? Yay, hooray! Nomi cheers and gives you a high five. As Utopia explains to Nomi and some other new Helio surveyors about the surveying tools, Nomi starts to get bored and wanders a little ways from the group. You see it happening, but are powerless to stop them from tripping and nearly landing in a nest of hot-eye eggs. And they're just about to crash into the delicate spun glass cocoons when Utopia materializes as if out of nowhere and scruffs them by the back of the collar. Nomi, pay attention. Nomi giggles, like they don't even realize the danger of being stampeded by the upset hop-eyes beginning to gather around. Utopia ushers them back to the group before things can get tramply. Nomi asks a million questions about the eggs. Are they edible? Do they have hard shells or soft? What's the cocoon made out of? How long until they hatch? Utopia sighs. Just Get out of here, you two, she says, before the cute little varmints turn ugly. That is an adorable blush that Nomi has. The prosaic plains. It's been a bit. Oh, there's the yellow event with Nomi. You hear Nomi shouting for help nearby. Run over! You sprint to the sound of distress. Nomi seems to have fallen headfirst into some kind of Nomi-sized flower? Is it eating them? It's engulfed Nomi's upper torso, its petals pulsing as it pulls them down further. You could use your plasca to cut them out of there, if you can figure out what part of this creature to cut without hurting Nomi. Nomi is struggling and you hear muffled sounds of distress from inside. You have to try! Save Nomi, Nomi! Must save Nomi, Nomi. Oh good, makes a card red. I'm here for that. Right, yeah, it's not gonna very well. Do I have a way to have a 7? I don't think I have a way to have a 7. Oh, but there is a 666. I mean, I do have replicate. Yeah, and I can do that. Do I want to just change that? I think I just want to change that. Yeah. Make ourselves aggressively over the top. Right, need to do it like that. 7. Yeah, just let it go, Chris. Plus 3 animals. Saving Nomi. You delicately slice the Lierre flower at the underside of the base of its flower, which you guess is the creature's neck. Up close, it actually looks more reptilian than plant-like. Just a little nick, and the creature coughs and convulses. Nomi spills forth in a flood of digestive juices. Yuck! My outfit! Stupid flower! Nomi stomps and shakes their fist at the flower, which lurches away on a fat, snake-like body. Nomi? No dying. We have mastered the physical skills to make sure that nobody dies. What is that? No, serious, what is that? We need to get over there. We spent our first years with the prosaic plains just going absolutely everywhere. There's medicinal roots. Thank you. Oh, for Pete's sake, do I have to go all the way over there? Seriously? Okay, I'm sure we'll go back for them. More! Haven't been able to give Dis good presents lately. Flower up here. Herbs there. And you can get really aggressive using collectibles. Wow, I never really considered. Even more glittering crystals. I know gifts is probably a pretty big part of raising a bunch of people at once, and is probably why I'm able to have as many people at 50 or higher, but man, this is still kind of ridiculous to me. Over here should be those herbs. Mushwood log. Mushwood log. Actually, there's 2 more yellows here. I wonder if it's because we've taken a year or 2 off from this place. You're surveying some weird algae bloom when it starts to get dark. You pack up for the day and begin to head back to base when you see a cloud of Dorbs moths fluttering overhead. Them! The same villains that keep eating your crops. You decide to follow them. Hey! I genuinely had no idea I would find this answer here. You creep silently after the Dorbs moths. They don't seem afraid of you or anything at all. The Dorbs moths eventually converge on a clearing where hundreds of them rest against stalks of the giant fungal trees. The sound of their wings rubbing against each other is like music. The entire clearing glimmers with dust. It's so pretty. You stand there and just watch for a few minutes. Suddenly, the peace of the clearing is broken by squeaking and a chaos of flapping wings. The Dorbs moth all explode from their perches, sending clouds of choking dust into the air. Through the dust, you see a Dorbs moth locked in a vicious battle with a small creature. It's all over so quickly. You watch the creature cling to the Dorbs moth's back as it flails around until it climbs up and rips out the Dorbs moth's throat, with its tiny, vicious teeth. Yeah! Alright. Brutal. More squeaking fills the clearing. From the trees descend an entire family of the things, and they sit upon the corpse of the Dorpsmoth like it's a kingly buffet. They hop around and hiss at each other, popping up like popcorn. The sound is incredible, like the screeching of a chair across a floor. That sounds horrible. The rest of the Dorpsmoths have completely vanished. The cries of these tiny hunters must have scared them off. How cool! You whip open your holopalm and record their squeaking and chittering as they devour their meal. If you play this, it's bound to scare the Dorpsmoths away from your fields too. You don't think you could have believed it if you hadn't seen it with your own eyes. The little things, you decide you'll call them bounce weasels, seems like a good name, are like 1/5 the size of the Dorpsmoth, and they're even more cute than the moths. You're pretty involved in recording the bounce weasels, so you don't notice another family of them moving into position over your head until it's too late. Like the Dorpsmoth, you had the audacity to stand still for too long in their territory. You yelp as you're pelted by a hail of sharp-toothed creatures. Oh no! Endure it. Toughness challenge. Which it even... Oh yeah, that's not going to be difficult at all. Oh, that's child's play. Sure. This 2 is annoying. But yeah, it's also utterly irrelevant. We are more than big enough to get this taken care of without any thought. You cover your head and neck, and the bounce weasels, well, bounce right off of you. Some of them cling to your jacket, nipping little holes into it, but when they can't get their teeth into you, they bounce away into the forest, chittering in anger. Set neighbors to this value, raining about... Oh, god damn it. We're taking that out as soon as we get back. You can't wait to show Cal the battle of cute versus cute. This planet is pretty cool. Plus, now you have an idea about how to keep the moths from stealing your crops. And what's our last event? What's the last big event, I guess? You spawn an enormous unfamiliar flower. Large waxy petals join to form a basin brimming with goopy yellow gunk. The entire thing has a sticky, melting look. The awful smell of the juice permeates the area. It's like something died in there. Wait and watch it, put your hand... Wait and watch has usually paid off. One of the nearby bushes starts rustling. Oh, another bush bub. It approaches the plant and dips an arm into it, bringing it to its face and licking it. Then it sticks its head in there and drinks. You try not to gag. Ugh. After some long, deep gulps, the bush bub wanders away from looking slightly tipsy. You put your hand in there and feel around. Plus 10 stress. You tentatively slip your hand in a little ways and feel around. Suddenly the plant contracts and sucks your arm into the elbow. You panic, expecting the sting of digestive juices, but it's just warm, gross, but oddly pleasant. There seems to be nothing else in there. You plant your feet on either side of the flower and pull your arm out with a mighty slurp. Your hand smells awful, but feels all tingly and kind of stronger. As your nose all your noise attracts a nearby bush bub. It comes scurrying out of the bush, growling and cackling at you. Defend yourself. I'm surprised that's a... God, what's with these turning my cards into 2s? Eight, 6, 6, 6. I mean, we remain more than strong enough to just handle this. It's not like it's anything to be stressed about, but it's still annoying. Yeah, sure. That's 3 animals. The funny creature rears up and stomps the ground, intimidatingly. But by reading its body language, you realize it's just trying to move you away from the big flower. You back away slowly, talking softly to it. Good, bush bub. You can keep your gross stink flower. It's all yours, buddy. Keep exploring. And head home. We're at 95 stress. Oh, I meant to hit keep exploring to just do one more event. That way we would just... Because we're just going to rest before glow. I like being well rested when we go into glow. Because, you know, glow's a problem. A big problem. But you know what we haven't done in a long, long time? As much as it's been good to be an adult, maybe we should play some sports ball. That would help us max out our bravery. We also don't need to do that. Yeah, we don't need to do that. Let's work on our empathy instead. Empathy just doesn't tend to go up as fast as bravery does by what we're doing. So tend to the animals. An unusual face greets you as you enter the barn. Tangent looks terribly out of place here, crisp, white and clean and among all the mud and excrement. She's clearly hesitant to even take a step further in, and winces when you wheel up to her with your wheelbarrow of muck destined for the compost heap. Vissa, I've come to see what good work you've done here, she says. Really good work, I can see that. A bristle slug lows from its pen, and Ting clears her throat. It's too bad most of Vertumpan animals are so violent, she says, lowering her voice. She nods approvingly to the bristle slug pen. If only they could all be tamed like this. You have a point, Ting? Of course I do, she huffs. It's called making conversation. I'm here on behalf of Chief Engineer Instance, she continues. We need access to these bristle slugs. What for? Cal says, popping his head up from one of the stalls. It better not be for any weird experimentation. For your information, it is for experiments, Ting reports. Important ones too. More important than whatever you're doing. We need living Vertumnan animals to incubate a new antivenom, she says. I need samples. Skin, hair, blood, flesh, eggs, teeth. Cal throws his rake to the ground. What? He exclaims. No way! I'm not letting you take their teeth. What's wrong with you? Ting rolls her eyes. Oh, like you can't just breed more, she says. Or just capture them. There's a whole planet full of animals out there, isn't there? She turns to you. Vissa, come on. If we develop a new antivenom, it'll keep our explorers safe. We'll even name it after you. Or him. Whatever. She sticks her tongue out at Cal, who scowls. I enjoy how childish that is. I just don't get why. Sure, if you think that's best. I support the science. +1 helped Tangent. Ting smiles primly. Of course I think this is best. We may not be friends, but I do support her trying to make things better. She says, besides, if you have a problem, you can take it up with Instance. Also, Vissa does not get to take the high ground on how to treat animals. Cal tries to protest more, but she sweeps past you both before he can get a word in. You get the distinct impression her heels would click, if not for the mud. Cal looks uncomfortable. That was weird, right? He says. Your dad hasn't said anything about animal testing. Just really doesn't feel right. He shivers. They can get pretty creepy over there in engineering, he says. I just hope they don't hurt the bristle slugs too bad. Why do they need to test stuff on Vertumnan animals if the antivenom is for humans anyways? That's... Cal? That's how science works. I'd rather they don't go straight to human trials. Don't encourage them to. Well, that was easy and incredibly huge. +2 empathy. So we need to do one more empathy. One more round of that to get our empathy to the next perk. Oh, it's pretty out. God, I still love Glow. We are not allowed to leave. Oh, right. I needed to rest. Can't do anything during Glow now. Oh, no. Oh, I don't like it. Oh, I'm annoyed. Oh, well. Hey, Dad, what you think? You spot your dad standing stock still, his eyes closed and head tilted to listen. Hey, Gooseberry, he says, recognizing you just from the sound of your footsteps. Have you ever paid attention to the planet during Glow? Feels different. He blinks his eyes open. It's like a hum, he continues. Maybe from the plants. Heck, maybe from the wormhole. Who do I get? Relaxed in the lounge is friendship with Tammy and Rex. We definitely could use friendship with Tammy. But I'm curious about the other relaxation options. If we go on the walls, it's this. What about the park during Glow? The park during Glow sounds like it would be something special. Relax in the park gets nobody, and we don't need to help. We are not trying to level up Squidly anymore. So, in that case, let's just hang out on the walls with this. It's the closest to lookout duty I can do. After the first attack on the colony, they added lookout towers to the walls. Now you have a place to hang out if you don't feel like working, and because it's all the way up here, no adults are going to come ask you to run any errands for them. On rainy days, you take shelter under the pavilions and listen to the pitter-patter of warm raindrops on the grass roof. And do whatever you like. Ah, this is the life. It's nice to help keep watch. Sometimes you offer to fill in on lookout duties so someone can go grab a meal. Oh, hey Vissa. This pops up his head up near a nearby ladder and looks surprised to see someone else is there. You mind if I sit here too? Sure, there's plenty of room. Heck yeah, come sit beside me. Heck yeah, come sit beside me. The two of you dangle your feet off the side and watch the valley below. Dis shuffles a little uncomfortably and doesn't say much. You wonder if this was his private spot to be alone before you discovered it. I have actually gotten super annoyed with this card, so I'm actually happy it's giving me the chance to get rid of it. You're relaxing in your quarters with your dad when you hear the colony siren. The enemy is here! Your dad looks up from his novel. Huh, seems early this year. We should head to the shelter in the lounge. We've been drilling on new evacuation procedures for the past month. There's no need to be a hero now that there are so many new soldiers from the Helio. It's probably best if you just follow instructions and head to the lounge with your dad. No. You should know better. You muster with the rest of the defense force at the gates. Rhett and Lum are arguing about what tactics to employ. Lum keeps trying to rally the soldiers with a heartening speech about giving it everything they've got, all the drones, all the explosives, and Rhett keeps cutting in. We don't need to take any big risks, Rhett insists. It's a smaller attack and we have more than enough plas rifles and turrets. We should save our other resources for when we do need them. Why do things halfway? Lum exclaims. We need to get in there and kick their asses back to the goo they came from. We need to show people that we have everything under control for morale. Rhett tries one more time to wrest control of the forces back from Lum, but Lum cuts him off. Fire the explosive rounds, he orders. On the charges! Shells scream through the permanent night, followed by explosions you feel vibrate up through your boots. The Helios are unfazed, but you and the other Strato guards exchange nervous looks. You hear yelling, then another boom as the secondary explosives detonate. The baying of bloodthirsty animals reaches your ears, then Lum holds his finger to his ear speak. Great work! Let the stragglers incoming. Open the gates! Open the gates! To battle! My voice for Lum's a little bit more imprecise than I'd like, but... Actually... Yeah, that just gives me... 555. I'll take a 555. 8, 8, 8. Well, let's make that a 1010. And just be way above and beyond goal before any other questions. Yeah, that's... Wow, we overdid it. You face off against the lesser Xeno, some kind of finned, semi-aquatic thing already half-dead and limping doggedly through the gates. It's almost comical how easy it is to stun and kill it. By the time you're done, the other soldiers have dispatched the rest of the creatures. Smoke drifts in from the battlefield from the explosions, an acrid scent of triumph. After the attack, Lum gathers everyone in the lounge and holds a big celebration for the soldiers. There's feasting and drinking and songs of valor, and as the party goes on long into the night, some drift away in pairs, or more. Mars and Rex keep the dancing going. Even Nem seems to relax, especially when the other cadets invite her to drink with them. Cal and Tammy sit together and talk all night, giggling about something and going quiet when anyone comes near. +1 colony defense. Tonight, everyone seems convinced that this victory means the colony will be safe forever. Maybe it will be. You sure want to believe it, too. Come on, everybody. We know better. As heartbreaking as it is to say, we know better. Nem, doing alright? Nem takes a big pull from her canteen size and rubs the back of her hand over her mouth. Ooh, Vissa, this training business is hard. Here, have a Xeno egg to keep you going. You're a hero, Nem says, taking the egg. I'm starving. I'm gonna head up to the kitchen to cook this up right away. Well, at least she's not doing as badly as she was. Tangent, you're working on things. Ting furrows her brow at you as you approach. You again, she says. Why do you keep pestering me? It's not as though you've done anything to impress upon me your usefulness. At your blank look, Tang rolls her eyes. What I mean is, we're not friends. Actually, I'm gonna wait to give gifts until the end of this month. Just to see if it's anybody's birthday that I don't know it is. Excuse me. Cal. Cal waves at you as you enter the garden, leaning on his shovel. Hey, Vissa, he calls, but his eyes look past you, down the path to where Anemone is beating the absolute tar of a training dummy. Her fierce battle cries echo across the colony, making Cal wince. She's been going totally hard lately, huh? He says. He scratches his face, smearing dirt across his cheek. She asked me yesterday if I wanted to spar with her. She said it would be good for self-defense. Cal smiles sadly at the memory. I told her I don't want to fight. Not her, not a training dummy, not anything on this planet, for real. I've never seen her get so mad at me. She called me a baby and told me I'm just going to end up forcing everyone to protect me because I'm weak or helpless or whatever. He seems upset and stabs the ground a few times with his shovel. I just don't think it's right to fight anyone, especially the Xenos. They were here first, he says. What do you think, Vissa? Fighting is how we survive. You're talking to a very violent person, Cal. You tell him the two of you wouldn't even be here if your ancestors refused to fight. Cal frowns. That's awful! Think of all the people who'd be here today if we didn't have so many stupid wars back on Earth. Yeah, we won, but think of all the cool art they could have made or the science junk they could have learned. We're never, ever, ever gonna see that. It's just gone. He sighs and slumps forward. In the fight, everyone loses. Even the winner. I just don't think anything is worth that. I'm non-violent, Cal, so I'm generally with you, but there are times you have to. Like, I want to make Vissa give Cal a good reason, but I just want to have her go, but what if you're really hungry and you need the souls because the weapon requirements for the Whirly Jigsaw require a little bit more dex than you realized? I'm sorry, what were we talking about? Considering what Vissa's been through, a lot of her decisions are based on not losing people and things in this story. I mean, that's totally scary, but you kind of shouldn't be putting your loved ones in situations where they could be in... Okay, Cal, now you do deserve the you're being naive, Cal, because that's a dick of an answer. You tell him sometimes that you just have to fight. Nope, Cal says. Nope, no, nope. Nobody's life is worth more than anyone else's life. Doesn't matter if they're human, xeno, or anything else out there. We all need to live in peace. Cal, I'm going to change your voice if you keep getting like this, because this is actually... I'm not a pacifist for a pretty specific reason, and it's because some pacifists tend to become assholes because they think that violence of any kind should never be performed and there's never good enough reason, and say things like, oh, well, maybe you shouldn't be punched in the first place. I'm sorry, sometimes things happen and we don't have control over it, and it turns out monsters keep attacking us. Cal slumps. Sometimes I think about the Xeno I had to kill the first time they attacked. Like, obviously I'm glad I'm alive, duh, but now it's dead. His eyes go back to Anemone. She stops sparring with the training dummy, is looking up at the gardens as she has a drink. Neither she nor Cal wave at the other. It was an accident. I didn't mean to kill it, Cal continues quietly. It just happened. I wish I could tell it I'm sorry. Cal's strength number 2, the 7 card. Cal has such strong convictions. It's one of the things you like best about him, even if you don't always agree with him. And I guess I should make it clear. I'm not saying that he's wrong for not wanting to fight. I don't want to fight. But telling other people that there's never a reason for violence, that is naive. It's also supremely judgmental. You spend a few hours following Cal through the garden. The adults have given him a portion of land to plan out for the next planting season. It's a big responsibility, but instead of feeling proud, you can tell Cal is a little distracted by your conversation. He keeps looking over in Anemone's direction, but she seems determined to ignore him. When you finally head out, you're just as dirty as he is. The dirt sticks under your nails no matter how many times you wash your hands. Ugh. The game is starting to go some very strong directions with the characters, and I hope it lands it. Cal is definitely becoming less interesting to me the more he becomes a pacifistic stereotype, which maybe he always was, but the writing as a kid was more fun. I don't know. This last hour was harder than the rest of the game has been. And we are in the middle section of the game. Middle section of any story tends to drag. We're gonna have to see. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, Squidly Peterson, for hanging out. Starting to think I just should put something else on, though, because I'm really, really awful at getting straights. We'll see. Decisions to be made next time. No matter what, though, I hope you all have the best day that you possibly can.